Hey there, everyone. I'm Jamarlo Phillips here at the First Alert Desk, and right now, Atlanta city leaders and officers with the Atlanta Police Department are gathering together to help celebrate and to swear in the 26th police chief here in Atlanta. Now, we know that back in October, Mayor Andre Dickens announced that interim police chief Darin Schierbaum will be the new police chief. He's been with the Atlanta Police Department for 20 years now, and during a one-on-one interview with Atlanta News First just a month ago, he told us that his three top priorities as police chief include smart crime fighting, continuing to grow the public's trust, and investing in the men and women of the Atlanta Police Department. Go ahead and take a listen right now because that ceremony is just beginning.
Stained air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, save us that star-spangled banner yet wave. Oh, the land and of the free, oh, and the home of the brave.
My friends, I would ask you to hear the words, but also pray the words with me as we come together this evening to celebrate and to witness our new chief taking an oath to God to discharge his duties for the benefit of our city and its citizens. We ask you, Lord, would you meet every need that he will have in this job? Give him encouragement that the work he does represents your character of justice and peace. Give him the patience and understanding to work with everyone he meets, staff, officers, and public, so that everyone who stands in front of him will know that they are in the presence of your very self within him. In times of happiness, give him a sense of joy and light. In times of tragedy, give him your strength, trust, compassion, to be able to minister those that need you through him. And as we ask all of this for our new chief, we commend to you all the men and women in law enforcement here in Atlanta and everywhere, in thanksgiving for their willingness to answer the call to protect and serve, for their dedication to the safety, well-being, and protection of others. And Father, we pray for their loved ones at home, who send them out of the door each morning, entrusting them to your protection. We ask, Father, that you send your holy angels to stand guard and keep watch over all of them, our new chief, his officers, and their families. Loving God, we ask all of this in your holy name. Amen.
You may be seated. Can we give Detective Skandrick a hand for that national anthem? And from what I heard, he learned to sing at the police academy, so please join us. At this time, it is my distinguished pleasure to welcome the City of Atlanta's 61st Mayor, Mayor Andre Dickens.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. All right, I know we've had a long day, but I need some cheer. This is an exciting opportunity for us. We are here, under a great occasion to be able to have this investiture here for Chief Schierbaum. And so it is indeed my pleasure to welcome all of you here to Atlanta City Hall. It is decked out beautifully in our holiday decor, and we want to welcome you into the People's House of the City of Atlanta. There's a lot of esteemed people here tonight, and those leaders that I've seen so far include cabinet members, our COO, Chief of Staff, and of course our Madam DA, Fonnie Willis. We have Judge Gaines and a number of individuals, our City Council President, and a number of City Council members. The lights are so bright I can only see a few, and I'll get in trouble if I say two and not say all. So all the City Council members, and I see some other judges and even county leaders that are here, and of course our great APD leadership in our police foundation. Back in June, when our former chief announced his departure, we launched a nationwide search for a new police chief. We wanted there to be a smooth transition from one chief and his administration to the next. So we searched for what we wanted. We wanted a strong, capable leader to head the largest law enforcement agency in the state of Georgia. But we soon realized that the leader we wanted had been with us all along. Chief Darin Schierbaum has proved that he is the right person at the right time to lead the men and women of the Atlanta Police Department. He understands the needs of an innovative police department with innovative approaches and supports 21st century policing. And he works to deepen ties between the police department and the community in which we all serve. I trust him and I respect him. After 20 years on the job, he has earned the confidence and the support of the men and women that he now leads. Honestly, this is a tough time to take on the top spot. I'm aware of this as he takes this leadership right now. But I have assured Chief that he has our full support, and I am confident that we can successfully take on the challenges that we face together and make Atlanta one safe city. I know that Chief loves the city of Atlanta just as much as I do, and he will work hard to keep our citizens safe along with the men and women of the world's finest police department. And so that is why it is an honor for me today to be a part of this ceremony that makes Darin Schierbaum the 26th Chief of the Atlanta Police Department. Welcome, Chief.
Thank you, Mayor Dickens. Please welcome at this time the CEO of the Atlanta Police Foundation, Dave Wilkinson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. Chief, it's been a long ride, hasn't it? It's a great night, and I'm here to bring greetings on behalf of the Atlanta Police Foundation, the Police Foundation board members. Many of them are here, the Atlanta Police Foundation staff, and all of our constituents and partners that work so closely with the mayor and the chief of police to make our city a safer city. Chief, Mayor, I know you know that Chief Schierbaum's been recognized as a leader long before he ever was made chief of police in this police department. He certainly is a strategic thinker. You're certainly a passionate leader, and I could not be happier as the head of the Atlanta Police Foundation to be your partner in this fight against crime in the city of Atlanta, and recognizing that all the men and women of the Atlanta Police Department and the wonderful job you do every day going out and keeping us all safe, that's for sure. And so Let me close, Chief, by saying thank you for taking on this role for your city, this commitment and dedication for this city, and know that as you go on this journey, the Atlanta Police Foundation will be right behind you every step. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave. Please welcome City Council President Doug Shipman at this time.
Well, good evening, Chief, Mayor, guests. On behalf of my City Council colleagues, Amir Faroqi and Mary Norwood, who are here, and all of us, it's a great honor to be here tonight. I want to briefly tell you, Chief, why I'm so excited with your appointment. I was up in Ackworth a few weeks ago. If you don't know, Ackworth's outside the city to the north. And I happened to run into an APD officer, rank and file. We started talking. And he said, please, this is when you were interim. He said, I so hope that Chief Schierbaum is our chief, because he is a policeman's policeman, completely unsolicited. And I got to see that firsthand, because when I did a ride-along with the chief a few weeks ago, we got a call that there was somebody in downtown Atlanta who had gone missing, a young man. And we, Chief and I, happened to spot this young man. Chief pops out of his car and says, hey, sir, can I stop you for a minute and talk? And this gentleman took off running. So the chief took off running after him. So I didn't know what to do. So I thought, well, I guess I have to run too, or I'm going to look weird. So I take off running after the chief. So then all these other officers start running, and the chief doesn't stop. Chief keeps running. The suspect's apprehended. The chief checks on all the officers to make sure they're okay. And then as we make our way back to the car several blocks, he's thanking the officers who were there, including Georgia State folks who had responded and others. This shows you exactly the kind of person he is. He is the kind of person who continues to be a police officer even though he is the chief. And so that shows you who he is. And then one more thing happened last night and today. I happened to tell a couple of people, I was at an event last night, I was at an event this morning, I happened to tell them this was happening tonight. And two citizens of Atlanta, completely unsolicited, said, I'm so excited about him. I have so much confidence in his leadership. The mayor made such a good choice. And I think it's because, Chief, what we've seen on council every time we've interacted is that you're realistic about today and you're optimistic about tomorrow. And that is exactly what we need. And so I want to commend Mayor Dickens on a fabulous choice, and I want to say that you have the full support, confidence, and backing, not only of the City Council, but of the citizens of Atlanta. Can't wait to work with you, Chief. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Shipman. Please welcome the Honorable Judge Crystal Gaines from the City of Atlanta Municipal Court at this time.
Chief, if you will join me, please. This is all about you. Mayor. Good.
By the way, thank you.
Oh, good to see you. It is my honor to swear you to administer the oath of Chief of Police. So please repeat after me. We will take our time and do this right. We will not be like Justice Rehnquist when he swore in Obama and had to do it twice. We'll do it right the first time.
Switch sides to your left hand and right.
All right. I state your name.
I, Darin Schierbaum,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution
according to the Constitution
and the laws of Georgia,
and the laws of Georgia,
to perform the duties
to perform the duties
imposed upon me as a police officer,
as a police officer,
Chief of Police of the City of Atlanta,
Chief of Police of the City of Atlanta,
and that I will,
to
to the best of my ability,
the best of my ability,
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
thereof, and preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of Georgia.
and the Constitution of the State of Georgia.
I swear that I am not
that I am not
the holder of any office of trust
the holder of any office of trust
under the government of the United States
under the government of the United States
or any other state
or any other state
or any foreign state
or any foreign state
which I am prohibited from holding by the laws of the State of Georgia, nor am I the holder of any unaccounted for public money due this state or any political subdivision or authority thereof. I further swear that I will enforce the criminal laws of the State of Georgia and the ordinances of the City of Atlanta, that I will abide by the rules governing the Atlanta Police Department, adhere to the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics, and uphold the Ethics Code of the City of Atlanta. In doing so, I will be mindful of the trust that I have been placed in me to improve the quality of life and make every effort to live up to that trust. I will not persecute the innocent, nor help to shield the guilty, nor will I be influenced in the discharge of my duties by fear or favor, or affection, reward, or the hope thereof. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this.
Let's give the Chief one more round of applause here. At this time, would you please welcome the Commissioner of the Georgia Department of Public Safety, Colonel Chris Wright.
Well, good evening. I'd first like to begin by just acknowledging and saying thank you to the men and women who are here wearing a badge, protecting our communities and serving our citizens. The job you do is meaningful, it's important, and it's honorable. Without you, there is no peace in our society. We as Americans cherish our freedom, and when people no longer feel safe to leave their homes and go about their daily lives, that freedom is in jeopardy. The citizens of our capital city and our great state know that you are standing between them and unlawful behavior. They trust you to ensure their communities are safe places to live, work, and raise a family. So thank you. When I came to Atlanta 3 years ago, we faced many challenges as a profession and as a society. Governor Kemp asked us to diligently build meaningful and lasting relationships with our partners across the state to make Georgia a safer place. As someone from rural Georgia, the capital city was a big unknown for this country kid. I found a friend with Chief Bryant and many others on his team, including Chief Schierbaum. we began working very closely with Chief Bryant and his staff. I don't know if Chief Bryant is here tonight. I saw him on the invitation list. Chief, if you are here, thank you for your friendship and helping us to build that relationship that we have today. We committed resources to the city of Atlanta, but most of all, we committed our people and their ability and their desire to work together with the city of Atlanta. I'll never forget the day when Chief Bryant called me after our teams had captured a violent offender following a pursuit. The chief just happened to arrive on scene and saw that his police officers and our troopers calling each other by their first names, giving each other high fives for the great teamwork that they had accomplished. He and I knew then that we were on the right path to a great partnership. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy." Chief Darin Schierbaum stands with what is right and what is just during times of challenge and controversy. I have found him to be a man of impeccable integrity. He is professional and he is compassionate, and he is an excellent selection for chief. Darin and I share in the belief that our communities thrive when they are safe for our citizens. We also believe the only way to achieve that success is through our greatest resource and our most valuable asset, and that's our team members, our people. He realizes that the morale of the men and women of the Atlanta Police Department has a direct correlation in keeping the citizens of Atlanta safe. Chief Schierbaum cares about his employees. I can tell you that no less than 3 times he and I have been on the phone when I was driving and he was driving, and he would ask me, "Chris, can I call you back? One of my officers is on a traffic stop. I need to get out and check on him." That's leadership. When you care about your employees the way Darin does, your employees will care about their mission and the direction of their agency. The other way we achieve our success in policing is through partnerships and collaboration. I am proud to say that we have an exceptional relationship that continues to grow under Chief Schierbaum. We are committed to being a partner in the city of Atlanta. I am proud to call Darin my friend. I look forward to his partnership. Congratulations again, Darin, and may God bless you and bless your agency and protect you. God bless you.
Thank you, Colonel Wright. Please welcome Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis.
Good evening. Mayor, the last time I was excited, Atlanta got a mayor named Dre. So I am so excited, and I feel like Christmas has come early because Chief D is in the house. That is what we are going to affectionately call him at the DA's office. I am deeply honored to be here, deeply honored to be asked to be a speaker today. You could not have made a better choice. I am so excited that you will lead this great police department, because this police department requires leadership. This is the most important law enforcement agency in the state of Georgia, and it has to be led with excellence, and that is exactly what we have in you. I have worked with this man now for the last several months, and I've just been deeply impressed with your dedication to the city of Atlanta and your officers. I've been a prosecutor now for 20 of my 26 years of practicing law, and you're what we call real police. And I am so happy that real police will be at the helm. Someone that cares about his officers, but also cares so deeply about the community in which we serve. Someone brave enough to confront danger when the entire world is often attacking law enforcement these days. We have worked together to combat gang violence. People don't remember when I took office, people were claiming there weren't gangs in Atlanta. Foolishness. And if you deny the problem, you can't solve the problem. So I am happy to have a partner that recognizes the problem and dedicates resources to make sure that we solve it and make our city and this county safer. We have worked together to make sure that his officers are well trained and my prosecutors are well trained so we can do this job and do it effectively. And so today, I just want to say, congratulations, Mayor Dre, you got it right. Chief Schierbaum, you have been a great partner to us, both in building of cases and in community outreach. And I thank you for realizing both are needed in these times. I know we will work together to help so many young people turn their lives around and actually become productive citizens. But I know we will also work together to remove evil from our community. So thank you for the opportunity to be here this evening. I am honored. And Mayor Dre, thank you for my Christmas present.
Thank you, Madam DA. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it gives me extreme pleasure to welcome for the first time to this podium since his swearing-in, the City of Atlanta's 26th Police Chief, Darin Schierbaum.
Thank you, Chaplain House. Good evening, everyone. Before I give my remarks, I don't know if they've left the building. How about another round for the Maze Orchestra, right? If you ever visit my office, you will often hear classical music playing in the background. And so kudos to Shada and the public affairs team. She said I had one surprise tonight, and it was the orchestra. So I just appreciate that, and it was good to see that young talent in the building. Mayor Dickens, Chief Operating Officer Gordon, President Shipman, members of our City Council, members of the Cabinet and the Mayor's Administration, Madam DA, Colonel Wright, Special Agent in Charge Carrie Farley from the FBI, the APF Board, leadership and team, all of the elected officials, community leaders, business leaders, chiefs from far and wide, and my family and friends, thank you. You have made this night special just by your attendance. I'm just proud that you're part of this evening. And Mayor, I want to start by saying thank you to you for the opportunity to serve the great men and women of the Atlanta Police Department. Each and every day you and I have a briefing almost, and you see the bravery, the compassion, the dedication of these men and women. So you've given me great honor to serve them in our city. So thank you for instilling this trust in me. I will work very hard to keep that trust because we do have a great city. And this is a great city that's worth fighting for. And so thank you for what you're doing as a leader in standing up for our officers. Retention bonuses, a record cost of living increase that will take place next month, take-home cars. That's right. Thank you, APD. That was good timing. And then, Mayor, you have stood many times by the bedside of an injured Atlanta police officer. And we appreciate the legislation, the raises, and the tools to do our job. But for you to show up at all hours to stand beside a man or woman of this department that's been injured, that speaks wonders, and we thank you. And I just want to remind everyone as we do gather tonight on this night of celebration that one of our own, Officer Golden from our Zone 3 precinct, remains in critical condition in a hospital here in Atlanta. And so please continue to lift him and his family up in your prayers for his recovery. And thank you to the Atlanta Police Foundation and the business community. His family has not needed one thing since they arrived in Atlanta because of you. And so thank you for supporting us. No one ever arrives at these moments in their life without others helping them get there. And I did not arrive here tonight by myself. And I have to start, small farm far away in Illinois, where I was raised. And my parents couldn't be here tonight because of my father's medical condition, could not travel. Appreciate my brother being here. But they started me on this journey. And you know, we weren't the most wealthiest family in Johnson County, Illinois, but boy, I grew up in a household with lots of love and direction and instilling in me values that go way beyond a bank account. And I want to thank Mom and Dad tonight who are watching virtually for just being great parents and allowing me to be here tonight, a long way from the cornfields of Illinois. But you know where I first learned the values of being a police officer that Colonel Wright spoke about was from my first boss, which was Sheriff Ellery Faulkner, when I first became a sheriff's deputy there, who taught me very quickly that we had to respect everyone that we protected, regardless of their station in life, and that it included the individuals that we had to arrest. And we learned quickly as officers under him, as sheriff's deputies, that we were never to take the dignity of an individual whose liberty we had to take for the good of the county. And many times we arranged people to turn themselves in the middle of the night, escorted them from the sheriff's department out of the back door, and made sure that their children never saw them in handcuffs. And so thank you, Sheriff Faulkner, for instilling in me the values that we must carry as law enforcement to maintain the respect and integrity to serve our communities. I appreciate you starting me on the right path and giving me my start in law enforcement. And then the many, many, many mentors of the Atlanta Police Department throughout the years that have taken me under their wing, given me guidance and direction. Chief Probst, Lieutenant Boyce, Chief Valerie Dalton, Chief Glazier, the many times you have counseled me on the right trainings to take, areas that I needed to improve in, I thank you. And for those reasons, I am able to stand here tonight. And then 3 chiefs who invested in me, Chief Turner, Chief Bryan, and Chief Shields, for each of the time you gave me another opportunity to serve and showed me that the torch that is handed to us as leaders of the Atlanta Police Department is one that could easily be extinguished if we lose the community's trust. And so I take that torch tonight, not lightly, knowing that I have a responsibility to protect the integrity of the Atlanta Police Department. You know, we stand here tonight 81 years after the attack on Pearl Harbor, December 7th. At that time, this country was drawn to a conflict because tyranny was afoot in the world. Efforts by nations coming together to snuff out the democracies of the world. And at that time, much sacrifice was going to be needed from the United States of America. We're going to have unity of vision, differences set aside. We were going to have to be prepared to spend our national treasure, both in money and the blood of our young. And so at that time, an effort was underway to use the media of the day, which was cinema, to tell a story, the story of why we fight. And so a series of films were put together so the American people could see what the sacrifice, what was all about. And there was something bigger than us that was at play to win the conflict that was at foot. And I was thinking about that today as I was pondering on Pearl Harbor, and I'm like, you know, that is very similar to where we face now. Because I look around the room and I see many uniforms. I see people who have said yes to elected office, yes to service in the cabinet, yes to your respective law enforcement agency, and there's a reason why you serve. And the why you fight and why you serve series wasn't a question mark, it was a period. It was a statement. It was why we're there. And I am proud of everyone that wears the Atlanta Police Department uniform. So proud of you all, and I'm proud of everyone that wears a uniform of service. And here's why we all serve, whether it's sworn or not sworn. That's why we're serving for this great city. We serve to protect our Constitution, because we didn't take an oath to the city or a party or a person. We take an oath to values that transcend those. That is why we serve, because without us, there is no Constitution, there is no protections. We serve so everyone has protection of the law, regardless of their station in life, how much is in their bank account, or the color of their skin, or who they are. If it is not for men and women dedicated to service and law enforcement, the laws of this city council and of the General Assembly would be nothing but suggestions. That is why we serve. We serve to protect the fabric of all of our communities. Atlanta has 245 neighborhoods, but many more communities call us home and come here for the protection of their police department. We all serve so wherever you are, to raise your family, to have a birthday party, for that next great thing in your life, you turn to law enforcement for that protection. And that is why we serve. And I wanted to say something here that is very specific to the time that we stand in. We're serving because we are in a battle for the future, the soul of our young people, our children. Today, this police department announced the arrest of a 15 and 16-year-old that had taken the lives of a 12 and a 15-year-old. This is why we serve, ladies and gentlemen. The gangs cannot and will not steal the souls of our children. We will fight. They are not any more committed than we are, smarter than we are, outsourced than we are, and they can't love any more than we can. We will fight gangs in the city, in Fulton County, in the state of Georgia. That is why we serve, and this is a pivotal time for us. It will take the City Council, the General Assembly, all of us putting aside politics to fight the gangs that are stealing our children and taking lives across the region. That is why we serve. To the command staff that is gathered here, all the men and women of the Atlanta Police Department, I have no higher honor than serve as your Chief of Police. I hope wherever I go, I do justice in bragging on you and the dedication you do to this city. Please know that as long as you are doing right and you are constitutional and compassionate to the citizens of our city, I will back you 110%. To the men and women that serve in our civilian positions at the 911 Center, crime scene, GCIC, every administrative individual that serves in our police department, thank you for what you do. Without you being here, we would not be the police department we are, and I appreciate your service. So tonight as we conclude, I just want to conclude with this. I pray for God's protection for our city, for our police officers, for all the agencies that are represented. I pray that God continues to prosper the city of Atlanta. I pray that God continues to prosper your administration, Mayor, and that we together will serve to make Atlanta and keep Atlanta the best city in the world. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations, Chief Darin Schierbaum. It's time for the benediction. Let us pray. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May he cause his face to shine upon you. May he give you peace. May the Lord strengthen our efforts and bless the city of Atlanta. In your holy name we pray. Amen. This concludes the ceremony for tonight. Please join us for light refreshments at this time.
All right, guys. And there you have it. We just heard from now the new police chief of the Atlanta City Police Department, Darin Schierbaum, the 26th police chief. And as you can see here, they're now wrapping things up. All right, guys, and in that swearing in ceremony, you heard from many different people across from the city of Atlanta, across Metro Atlanta, Fulton County. You heard from Mayor Andre Dickens, along with multiple city leaders who acknowledged Chief Schierbaum, acknowledged him and his dedication to the Atlanta Police Department. You know, he's been with the police department for a little over 20 years now, and in his swearing in ceremony at the end, you just heard there, his message didn't change from what he told us in our one-on-one interview about a month ago. He said those 3 top priorities right now include smart crime fighting. He says continuing to grow the public's trust and investing in the men and the women of the Atlanta City Police Department. So again, guys, thanks for watching. And if you missed the first part of this swearing in ceremony, you can always go back in and watch it. Thanks for joining us.